C'est le président
Ça va bien?
de cette merveilleuse maison.
Soyez le bienvenu.
Merci, président.
How are you? Hey, come again.
Nations Unies.
C'est le cadeau du Burundi. Donc,
Sorry.
that's security. That's security. You need to respect that too. Sorry. Thank you very much for coming.
Well, our purpose was to fully understand the position of Burundi concerning key questions that we have on our agenda. Number one, the dialogue. We are very pleased to say that we agree on this, that there must be dialogue. Only through dialogue we should be able to understand all the issues and find a proper solution to the problems that we are all facing. Problems of Burundi are not just Burundi, are also our problems. They are international problems. Therefore, it is important that we have to look at those problems together and find solutions. There are decisions which pertain only to the government of Burundi, and the president has clearly communicated to us what the position is. For instance, concerning this question of the observers, I think we agree that there is room for observers to come.
Call this meeting a success, considering the president seems to have turned down all your three demands.
No, the president has not turned down our three demands. We have discussed those three demands. You never find a solution in one day, you know. It's when we say there is dialogue, means that we will continue to talk, we will continue to discuss, find solutions which are appropriate for the president, appropriate for the for the country, Burundi, and appropriate for the region in which we are all involved.
What will you do about Rwanda? Will you be sanctioning Rwanda? Do you see yourselves asking for sanctions against President Kagame and his government?
Well, we've expressed concern about the allegations of external interference, and I think that we have conveyed those privately, and we have conveyed those now more recently publicly. And it's very important that nobody support armed opposition groups, no matter what they assess the history to be, no matter what they think of the third term question. There's no excuse for supporting violence. But that also pertains within Burundi. We met earlier today with members of civil society, members of independent media who have lost loved ones, who have seen the leaders of their organization feeling so much fear that they had to flee the country. And so one of the things that we raised with the president is the importance of looking at allegations of violations by the security forces, by the youth militia associated with the ruling party, by the police, because violence on any side of this is only going to not only hurt innocent people, but it's going to create a risk of significant escalation. I want to stress the Security Council has been in Burundi twice in the last 10 months. The only time in the history of UN Security Council missions that we have visited a country twice in such a short period of time was Burundi, back in the 1993-1994 period. None of us want the situation in Burundi to deteriorate. We are here because we want to support efforts at dialogue, because we believe as a council that a more substantial international presence here can help. We've conveyed those points to the President. We hope he will hear our message. We hope he will he and his government will be open to ideas about how the international community can support efforts to bring peace to Burundi. It is in this meeting we did not achieve as much, frankly, as I think we would have liked, but we never give up. The cause of peace in Burundi is too important to give up, and so we will continue the dialogue. And we did agree on the urgency of the Burundian dialogue, the importance of potentially also broadening that dialogue to include other players. And so hopefully that is a step that can be taken very, very promptly, because there is a cri de coeur from many, many people in Burundi for outside help and for urgent mediation to get a political solution.
Ce dialogue, pour réussir, il aura besoin d'être accompagné par une médiation internationale. Et nous avons également discuté donc de cette médiation, la médiation ougandaise. Et je crois qu'on peut dire que du côté des délégations du Conseil Sécurité, il y avait un fort sentiment d'urgence pour que ce dialogue reprenne et porte ses fruits.
To your question about the African force, we're going to meet with the African Union tomorrow. The government reiterated its rejection of the African Union plan to deploy. We urge the government to move forward with the first phase of the plan, observers. And we also said to the government that the government is constantly complaining that the media is biased, that the international community has bad information. The best way for the Burundian government to ensure that credible information is out there is to have independent observers in Burundi observing the situation. And we raised the proposals for police forces, international police forces, for training. So the one commitment we got was that the government would consider proposals that came to them, and so we need to sit down with the African Union tomorrow and think about are there other ways that we can successfully convince the Burundian government that it is in the interest of the Burundian people to embrace international support, because that's what we're all here to do, is to offer support.